Hello and welcome to Hello Heroes, the show where everything's made up and the tiers don't matter. That's right, folks, the tiers don't matter, just like Reinhardt's speed. I'm your host, Frobro the Truth. You can call me Frobro as long as you put some respect on my name. Today I'm joined by the tier list guys who made the one on Gamepedia that everyone likes to talk about. I have AS Fox with me here today, and Nymph and Roman. And of course, today I also have Checkmate with me.
What's up, guys?
Not a party without that guy. As always, we'll start with something casual, so I'll start with you, Fox. What did you get for your free pool on the Hero Fest banner?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was some 3 or 4 star trash.
He doesn't care about like anything below 5-star. It doesn't matter.
No, it was not something memorable. It was probably like a Florina or I don't know. So someone that doesn't really have anything useful to feed either, so.
Oh, okay, I understand that. What about you, Check?
I got Baruka. I think she's 3 stars. So.
Oh,
no
the
way.
quintessential worthless green.
Plus 10 Berka.
Hey now, Barukas can be good.
Oh, of course Barukas can be good. She's not worthless here. I mean, that defense is silly, right? And so is Bonfire and Ignis.
That's great. I love her. She's great. Every time I see Fox's plus 10 Berka in action, it's ridiculous. I love it.
Oh.
It's hype.
You have a plus 10 Baruka?
I do indeed, and she's actually the lead unit on my defense team right now.
I mean, who wouldn't click on that? You need to see it.
She's getting me my 620 plus death wins, so she's doing her job.
Is she doing the carrying, or you are the free unit doing the carrying?
She's hard to kill, man. Once I slapped distant defense on her, she's really hard to kill.
Wait, you put distant defense on her? Okay, we're getting off
Anyway.
topic. What did you get, Nymph?
Just 3-star, 4-star food, and nothing special, nothing really want. I'm still looking for a darn Church with attack IV that I still haven't gotten. Nor a Nino with a good IV. So, nothing really.
Yeah, the free pull was kind of meh.
Okay.
Bro?
I got Barst.
Hey, reposition!
Hey, reposition. Cherish's best friend.
Roman, what did you get?
So, for me, it was actually kind of flavorful. I was very hopeful because I had been unlucky before, and I was like, man, now the rates have switched. Now I'm definitely gonna get a lot of 4 stars. What was the first banner with it? It was Tempest. So I wanted a Sonya from it or something. So yeah, right. I wanted Celica. I pulled red, and I was really hopeful, and I got like a 3-star fear.
Alright, so we're just going to get straight into it. You boys are here for one reason and one reason only. We're going to talk about your tier list. I'll start with you, Fox, since you seem to be one of the elders in the circle. How do you feel about your tier list and the reaction to it?
It's kind of expected based on previous reactions of tier list updates, even when I wasn't part of it, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, for example, Robin in most cases, and Lucina, which is like the primary target of Reddit.
Marth, Camus.
Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of expected a backlash like that. I knew Est is going to cause problems.
Whose idea was Est?
The Death Ploy Est? That was mostly me, for sure.
Oh.
Well, Lulu also began with it.
Yeah, no, but remember how like I was like building like Est and like Jagan with Death Ploy and like showing you guys numbers and stuff?
Yeah, you started the calcs. You threw the calcs in there first.
Yeah, somebody started the death ploy thing. And I had to intercept. I just had to intercept that you shouldn't like overvalue death ploy.
No one's overvaluing it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, people are just taking out of context.
Wait. Roman and Lulu were, because they were so hyped about it at the time when they were like taking all the calculations, they were overvaluing it. I had to cut in for a second over there.
Well, but we did consider that for the tiering because like for example, Shersha doesn't need it, so she's still gonna be really high. But like it is a condition, right? You still need to debuff. But
yeah, you still need to debuff you by yourself because
like we know this.
If you use like
the general outline that we laid out for Deathploy was that if the unit needs it versus the unit that doesn't need it, the unit that has to have Deathploy active will be half a tier or 1 tier lower.
Right.
But if all conditions are the same, and the one unit does have the option to use Death Ploy to boost their offensive power, then they should naturally be on a higher spot. Just makes logical sense.
I have written about this. If you compare her to Hinoka, and Hinoka can't run it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There were arguments that, well, Hinoka can also benefit from it. Yes, she can. So can every other unit in the game. Est can support any other unit, physical hitters in the game with this. So she gets the beneficial ranking because she can support the rest of the team. And there was also an argument about, well, why don't you just use flyer buffs? What I think is kind of a thing people are missing. If you run Defense Ploy, your entire team benefits, including Est herself. Benefits 4 members of your team. You can hit a target harder with literally anyone. And she also, like, you don't need to be next to anyone. She can be anywhere on the map as long as it's like in this rook shape, in this range distance. She can debuff any opponent really that has lower res. She has this, and she's like, I call her the apex predator of this group of units that have both high attack and resistance, and she also flies. Like it makes absolutely logical sense to point her out as the unit that runs this the best. There's really no competition for this.
You know, that's a thing I don't think a lot of people considered, that you could use her to debuff the opponent and then not use her to kill that same enemy. A lot of people tunnel vision a bit hard.
Okay, that is strange. That is strange because it's kind of obvious. I mean, exactly, that is the difference between a flyer buff and this. You don't need to be in periphery of your other units, and she can benefit from it herself. All members of your team benefit from this as long as they're physical hitters. It really is an amazing debuff. I don't know why it is claimed that we're overestimating it, because it is.
Let me just interject though. Like, especially it's really potent on certain maps, like Bridge, for instance, one has one lane that's coming down. So you can literally just plunk and Est at the bottom of the map, just facing just on that tile, and she'll just debuff whoever comes down the middle. Also, the current map rotation has one map that has the defense tiles in kind of like a checkerboard pattern in the middle, and it has 2 lanes and has blockable, the breakable blocks surrounding it, so it only has 2 channels come down. Like, S can just occupy one of them, and more than half of them will all be debuffed coming down.
In addition, it doesn't mean you have to stop running flyer buffs. You can still run flyer buffs. You just run like 2 honed flyers and 145 flyers. You don't need like more than that. You can just use your last spot for a ploy, and it's still fine. You can still use everything. You don't have to sacrifice anything for it, if at all.
I've also seen the point brought up that you can just run threat and defense on Hinoka.
No, okay. Let me take this. You cannot run threaten defense or any spurs in that case, because threaten has a tile range of 2, which means it will never hit any unit that has like an attack range of 2, which means mages and bow units will be never threatened. Because if you want to threaten them, you need to tank them.
Yeah, but what a lot of people bring up is, what range unit do you need to threaten defense
I've
to
seen
actually
that too.
kill?
Name one right now.
There's
Name one. Who?
Bunny Camilla.
Oh man, Bunny Camilla.
Yeah, that's one.
Oh, you're right. You got me there.
Bunny Camilla, Leo, and Faye, the bow. Faye.
And also, you might also not have the time to do that, because it costs you a turn just to set up your threaten.
Yeah.
If you do that, they will just come in like swarm and might just corner you at the time. You don't have. How are you going to take the time to threaten, for example, a horse emblem? You don't have the time to do that. If you take a turn and they're suddenly all four in your face.
Yeah, and one of the other things I think is that threaten, you need to be in vicinity of your enemies at the start of your turn, which means like this is already shaky and risky and dangerous. And the other point is that Ploy just gives you more options. You can do it from literally the other end of the map. If you're running flyers and you're noticing the things we value Ploy the most on are flyers. Like even like stuff people treat like a joke, like Claire, Kaida, even like whatever, like those kind of weaker. They are rated hard because you can do this from the other end of the map. You're not dependent on any of your allies. You don't need to engage in risky behavior. You can literally stay in a rather safe spot or not. You can use it offensively. You can use it you can support your team from far away. It doesn't matter. She's independent and she debuffs almost any opponent that matters on.
Let's take it back a step real fast. Check. What do you think about the tier list and the reaction to it?
Looking at it right now. I was busy the day it came out, and it came back, and then the front page was filled with stuff about Est and Defense Ploy. So I had to check it out for myself. But I'll admit I was a little surprised. Not only at the I guess the placement of like characters that usually are considered to be weak being placed high, but I'm also kind of interested in like the characters that are suddenly dropped down really low. I guess like in particular Jafar and
Jafar has one crucial problem for like any colorless unit, and it is not having enough attack to kill. Too low, his unique weapon just doesn't do anything. Chipping in this meta.
That's exactly it. That is bad in the metagame.
Think about it like this. If you need 2 units to act to kill versus 1 unit that just kills,
right?
Which option are you going to take realistically? Requiring 2 units to kill it is not very efficient or optimal, really, when 1 unit can just do that job by himself.
I have done some calcs comparing him to even like Jacob. I mean, they're both bad, but Jacob can get a kill on Firespeed Cordelia at least, and Jafar can't. He's just way too weak. He misses out on critical KOs, and the debuff thing is not something that we value very high, except exactly because of what Fox said. I mean, if you need to debuff and then you're not a unit to kill, it's just not great. This tier list is only for Arena.
This tier list was always only for Arena and on Arena only.
Yeah, the tier list was mainly catered towards the placement of the metagame within Arena only.
Yeah, we have, I think, even renamed it now, so it says Arena.
Yeah, like if you're doing just like player versus enemy, like you can pretty much use any unit and still be successful.
You can use anything. We are not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
It's just for more competitive players who want to build and go up in ranks and whatnot. This is what the tier list is for.
We're also not even considering Arena Assault yet, and I think that would be weird because you can just pick hard counters.
We will not. We will not because there's like too many factors.
That's what I'm saying. We're probably not going to be considering Arena Assault. We can discuss it, but you can just pick hard counters. If you see flyers, pick Merrick. We can't just make him S tier or something.
Yeah, unless you're doing like runs with no items and no map preview, like it's not really important because you could just take hard counters like with minimal builds. And you could still wreck that map.
You just wanted to brag a little about.
No. I'm just saying if you want to. In theory, if you want to. Just saying. The main point I want to address about Jafar is just that like units like him require an action in order for that thing to happen. But things like Death Ploy, you just need to sit there. The unit that has the Death Ploy still has an action for that turn, right? And not only that, S can kill a huge majority of the cast already as herself.
Yeah.
And here's also another thing. Let's say you use your Jafar to hit something like a Hector, your Jafar survives, but you're also at the same time charging Hector's special, so he might have something like Vantage Bonfire. What are you going to do against that then? Your second unit might not even be able to tank that. You could just use some other unit, for example, like a bow unit with like a brave bow, and he will like produce like way better results because he would. That bow unit will just kill anything Jafar is going to debuff.
That's also another thing. Daggers have a problem that they're competing with archers. On player phase, the comparison of a brave bow versus a poison dagger, like the archers just perform a lot better. And defensively, like running a close counter, Frederick or Matthew, no, it's just not really advisable.
I mean, even if you just do the math, if you think about it, a poison dagger has an effectiveness against infantry, which is 50%, so you do like 150% of your attack. But a brave bow attacks double, so it's like 200%. So it's just more, even if the might is a little lower.
Well, poison dagger
compensate
is what 2 might.
Yeah, poison dagger is much weaker.
Yeah.
Poison dagger is also much weaker, but you also can get like way more from let's say like Death Blow 3 because you just get more from brave bows.
Right. But the thing is, we're going to make more of a budget list where we don't consider 5-star inherits. But so we're going to have both, because we absolutely understand the complaint. We understand that because, like, what is the tier list for exactly? The go-to answer was that it says